3 years ago, I was a PhD student here at UC Berkeley studying energy economics and behavioral economics, and I had never heard the words IoT. I knew nothing about business, and I knew nothing about tech. Economists are not really known for being very tech savvy. And then I discovered something almost accidentally that turned out to be kind of useful. The answer to a question no one is accustomed to really asking very often. Where is your power actually coming from right now? So I like to think of it as these lights, if we were to turn them off, everybody knows conserving electricity is good for the environment, but why is that true? What actually happens when we turn these lights off? And so what my research was a part of answering is the question, which power plant actually would reduce its electricity output, and what actually are you conserving if you use less electricity right now? So in my little stylized example here, if we unplug our fridge, did we just turn off a coal plant, or did we just turn off a windmill? Because actually, if you reduce output at a windmill, you didn't just do anything for the environment. It's kind of unhelpful. And if you're reducing a coal plant, it's even more pollution than you might realize that you're saving. Now, by itself, that would actually not be very interesting information. But to my surprise, what we discovered when we started looking into this is the answer changes extremely frequently. In the same way that the power, so because electricity travels at the speed of light and has to be balanced in real time, if you are reducing electricity right now, you might be influencing a power plant that is a windmill. 5 minutes later, it might be different. It might be a coal plant. So in theory, if we were willing to, we could flip off these lights, sit in the dark for 5 minutes, and then turn them on 5 minutes later, and we would have just chosen what power plant we want to get our energy from. This is a really different way of thinking of electricity. Now, you would never actually want to sit in the dark for 5 minutes, but it turns out the majority of electrical equipment actually does have the potential to shift its energy timing by 5 minutes or more with zero impact. You want your fridge to be cold. You don't actually care if the compressor circuit used electricity at 4:05 or 4:10 p.m. That's not the kind of thing a human would ever think about, but the equipment has to. Now, 10 years ago, that would have been super helpful. In IoT space, that actually does a lot. If you think of a smart thermostat, an electric vehicle, really a large and growing share of electricity consumption is capable of shifting its electricity use by 5 minutes in time. And so together with some other graduate students here, I founded an organization, WattTime, which is capturing this information in real time and handing it now to IoT companies so that they can put our little WattTime-enabled logo on their equipment, showing that to the maximum extent possible, it has used energy at clean times, reducing emissions. And as a nonprofit, we certify that they're green for the world. That's a kind of a cool thing. You can buy WattTime-enabled equipment. But the nice thing is that it's actually free. So unlike most IoT technology, it has nothing to do with money. So we're here as an organization saying that often sustainability technology, although it could in theory be profitable, really has nothing to do with money one way or the other. And we're an example of a citrus foundry startup.